All right, trailer. Sun actually makes it a lot brighter than it is in here, but it's pretty dark, right? All right, boom. Got 2 up there, 1 right there, 4 down the side, 2 in the middle right here, 2 in the back, 4 down this side. Freaking lit. All right, welcome back to the channel, guys. We are working on Helen over here. We have a lot of stuff going on. So last time you seen her was at Burnout Wars. We got 2nd place, pretty awesome, great event, but now have the same transmission issue, unfortunately. So figured out what was going on. We're just overheating the fluid really bad. So what we're going to do is upgrade transmission cooler and change the converter. So got this transmission cooler here. This is the new unit. This is considered a fin through fin design, so this is going to help out a lot with cooling. I had a tube through fin design that was much smaller than this one, that barely even fit one of these fans. So now we have 2 fans to go on this cooler. So the cooler is better, the fans are better, and then we're gonna get a converter completely spec'd out. Nothing wrong with this Speedmaster unit that we were using. We're just making a little much power for it. When it comes to a certain point where you start excelling past part capabilities, this is what it is. I'm gonna put an NA motor together, and I'm probably use that converter for that motor because it'll be more so the power level. Just kind of overpowering it really. So we're going to upgrade, already upgraded, got an order from Circle D, 265 millimeter unit, completely spec'd out for burnouts, and it's a much bigger converter, should handle the heat better, should slip a lot less, which in turn will create less heat. So I've been talking with Pete over there. He's very knowledgeable in the whole burnout scene and drag racing. He's been doing converters forever. He's worked for a bunch of really big companies, and he helped me out. So we're doing a bigger cooler, new converter. That's what we're changing up. Can't afford to keep busting up these transmissions, and luckily John's helping us out big time on these rebuilds, and he's doing a killer job. It has nothing to do with him. It's what we're doing to these things. All the hard parts and everything's working in them. It just shows signs of just getting them crazy hot, which he can't do anything about besides yell at me and tell me to put better coolers on them and everything. So that's what we're doing. I'm gonna go ahead and build a bracket for this new cooler. So let's see how this goes. Thanks, Casey. He was at the Burnout Wars and he had to cut the bead on his tire. So let's see some of Colin's wire cutters. Anyway, he's cool. He replaced them, but I figured they're junk. Instead of throwing them away, let's incorporate them into the rat rod. So that's what's holding this thing up. Nice and sturdy now. She's not going anywhere, and I'm happy with it. So this will get it out in the open, get some more air to it. You can see it's got dual fans on it, so she's going to be moving a lot more air than before, and I believe this should be cooling a lot more. So I'm running -8 lines to it. Should have plenty of fluid going to and from. Should be a lot better and bigger upgraded system than last time. Well, after waiting a very hard 2 weeks, Pete over at Circle D has emailed me, and the converter for Helen is finished up with the billet flywheel. So squeezed out of work a little early to go grab this thing. I am so excited. I am stoked. So yeah, we're running on over, grabbing that, and we're gonna go and put that in this weekend, and I think that's gonna cure our transmission issues. So I'm pretty excited. Circle D has been very easy to deal with, very professional, so I strongly suggest them. Not sponsor or anything, just I suggest them for all their customer service, and I'll really suggest them if this fixes my transmission issues that I've been having. All right, look at that baby right here. Band member Jama. All right, we're back working on Helen. So, recap. Hasn't really been much time for you guys, but for me it's been a couple weeks waiting on the new converter. So let me show you what we did. This is a spare transmission that John did for me. That's the one that I did run. That's the nicer unit that Dad gave me with a lot of the more bells and whistles. Unfortunately, we toasted that one. So this is kind of it's a little bit lesser of a unit as far as parts goes, but I mean, it's still got the proper rebuild from John over at Cody's. Something that I did was temp sensor right there. So this will have a temp sensor that I data log. That way I can keep track of transmission temps and see if they're too high, too low. They're not gonna be too low, but I can see if they're too high. And that's the proper thing to do on this. John's been telling me to do that for a while, and I haven't really been listening. So we're gonna do that now, so that we can monitor that. But I think this cooler with 2 fans on it is going to help a lot. So got that mounted up. So we're good to go there. But I'm gonna go and get this transmission in and go from there. All right, so starting off, got ARP bolts for the flywheel. These are the bolts from the flywheel to the torque converter, flex plate. All right, so starting off, we have the bolts for the flex plate to the torque converter. Let's pull out the flex plate real quick. Boom, completely billet SFI 29.2 spec. Did I need the billet flex plate? No. Did I want one? Yes. So that's a nice piece right there. Happy with that. We have the Circle D converter. This is a 265 millimeter unit. See, it's got the billet backing on it. This has a mechanical diode in it that they said is very important in my applications. So when I talked to them about doing the burnout stuff, they seemed very knowledgeable in it, and I didn't have to ask them for anything. They pretty much recommended everything that I needed, which is really what I want on something like this. I want someone that's had experience, and it sounds like they do. So I feel pretty confident with this new setup. You can tell they added an extension right here because I have a mid plate, so I shouldn't need anything. This should just bolt right up. No spacers, no nothing like that. This should be perfect, built for what I'm doing, which is awesome. Last converter I ordered was just, it's not a bad converter, but it's meant for the Turbo 400, which originally came in small blocks and big blocks. So you have to run adapters to go to LS, and just kind of a hassle. This is a purpose-built converter. This is what they do. So I'm very excited about this. So, all right, quick update. Got the transmission here. We have torqued the flex plate in here. We have the Circle D converter in there. Everything went in good. I'm gonna go ahead and get this on the jack and start lifting her up and putting her in there. All right, it's a mess over here, but we are freaking ready to fill the transmission up with fluid. I got the drive line in, everything's ready to go. I'm gonna go and fill it up, get some spark plug wires on this thing, clean up the rear. Wonder how much fuel we got. I would like to start this thing and just see. We got about half tank, we're good. I wanna start this thing, and that way I can check fluid correctly. And this thing hasn't ran for a little over a month, so it'd be nice to get this thing fired up, get her flowing again, make sure everything's good to go. This cooler's not wired up yet. I just have it looping through my old one. I cleaned out the old cooler and everything. I don't have all the lines to run this, so it's not going to overheat idling. But I just wanted to get some fluid in here, idle it up, and to be honest with you, it's just easier to drive it in the trailer. So that's what I'm going to do. Tomorrow I'll grab some line, and I'm going to keep my transcooler underneath. You can kind of see a little sneak peek of it down there. So I'm still going to run that, but then I'm going to run more lines up to this one, and that way it'll be a double cooler. So I'm trying to keep the transmission temps cold as possible. But I'm going to fill this up and fire it up. Holy crap, guys. Well, as you can see, it only showed the front, but let me show you. It left marks. That converter is tight, and that's perfect. That's what we wanted for sure. How exciting is that? That converter is exactly what we were looking for. You can see it just started pushing the front tires because it's locking up. It's doing what it's supposed to do. So way tighter than the last one. I am so excited to try burnouts with this thing now. I'm a giddy little schoolgirl. But old Helen is loaded up in the trailer. Long night. It's past 1 o'clock, but all worth it. Super exciting. Can't wait to be ripping this girl some more. But anyway, guys, that is a final install with a new transmission, new Circle D converter. Huge shout out to Cody's Transmissions. I can't thank John enough. He always hooks it up on the transmissions. So very excited about that. Other than that, we're just gonna end it off there. Also got to shout out our sponsors, Poppy's Patina. You can see she's shining bright. Patina really does this thing up good. It's very easy to clean off the rubber now with a patina because it with a nicer finish on there, the rubber doesn't stick as good. So I don't know, just another thing to add if you ever wanted to get some Poppy's Patina, but I strongly suggest it. Other than that, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm tired, go home, shower. That's a successful night right there. I have gotten all pre-orders sent out. Mom got everything done, so everybody should have the pre-order. If you haven't, shoot me a message. But we have a couple of these in stock still, and I'm trying to clear them out so we can do another order. You can see this is what the front looks like. Has a little deal on the front. This is the design on the rear. Everything looks pretty sweet. Woody Art did an amazing job. There's a lot of detail in here, so very exciting. Head on over to doorslammersgarage.com and get yours today.